What is up, everybody? Phil here again. Another gear review. So, I decided to do a review of the Fender LT25. It is the first release of their new Mustang line. This one came out end of last year. And, oh snap, I got chicken in my beard. I'm going to eat it. No shame. Anyways, the Mustang line. It doesn't need any introduction. It was Fender's, entrance into the modeling ant world, which was popularized by the Line 6 Spider. And Fender hit the ground running in 2010 with the Mustang 1 and 2. And then they gradually put out more and more. They also had the V2s about, I'd say, maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And then I want to say 2 years ago, they put out the new GT line. However, they were not released to fanfare. And then they had the unfortunate circumstance of coming out right around the same time as the Boss Katana, which completely wiped the floor with it and started a whole nother mass market amp revolution, because now everyone's making their own Katana clone, including Fender with their Tone Master series. So, anyways, well, not just the Tone Master series. They also made two new frontmans, the 50XL and the 100XL, which are more Katana-like than this. But anyways, this new Mustang line. So they basically refreshed the whole line. So in the other one, you had the GT40, the GT100, and the GT200. I want to say there might have been another one in there somewhere, but as far as I know, those are the main ones. Now we have the LT25 and the LT50 in the lower end range. And then you jump up to the GTX. And then you have the GTX 50 and the GTX 100. And honestly, I know there's a lot of the older GT models on sale right now, and a lot of guys are picking them up. But personally, I have to advise against that. Just as a guy who's on a lot of gear, these are better amps. And yeah, you might get a good deal on a GT40 and you may think, oh, it's 40 watts. This LT25 is an improvement in every possible way. Doesn't have two 10s, instead it has 1x8. And the 40 watt versus 25 watt, honestly, I think this thing is louder. I've AB'd this for some reason this sounds more full. It's just a better amp. You don't have to dig through the over deep menu of the GT. This is way more simplified. It's the same modeling software. It's just the UI is way more simplified. They don't break it down into as many factions. You only got like one pre, one post effect, amp and cab. There's not as many amp and cabs as the GTX or the GTs. But what's there is good, and it's easier to get to and dial in. As far as the knobs and the interface of the overall amp, it's pretty much the same as what you had on the older GTs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now stop, overviewing the series. All I can add is, whatever your situation is, buy the new stuff over the old stuff. I know even the old stuff that's crapping out, Fender's literally sending the new amps to people. And as a guy who literally just bought a new guitar from them, and they were hell-bent on not giving me anything else, for them to do that, that tells me they know those GTs are crap. So it just is what it is. So, anyways, I'm going to plug into it. I'm just going to keep the mic on. It's on omnidirectional mode. It should pick up the amp fine. I am going to use my new Squier Paranormal Supersonic. And I've been using this on a lot of demos lately, and hopefully it sounds good enough. I think it's an awesome guitar. I love how it feels. Did a review on it, or did I? I'm going to. This is going to get its own video. I had an unboxing. That's what it was. It's about to get its own video soon. But all right. Well, let's get into it. neck, or actually we'll do bridge. A little bit of tuning issues on this thing. It's fairly new. There we go. All right, now we're making money. All right. Both pickups. Now we'll go into the, let's see. Oh yeah, neck pickup. It's blues lead, so this is like a blues junior, I think, with a, I got like a Klon. Here's both pickups. Back pickup. Now we'll go to Silky Solo, which I think this is, I think I have it on the Supersonic with like a hall reverb on it. All right. This is, I think this is a 65 Deluxe reverb, and it has a, let me look at it here. Sorry, that is the 65 Twin. On here is just called Twin Clean. Again, they simplify these. Analog delay. Well, you know, modeled after an analog delay. Stripes fuzz. Here we go, jazz amp. Oh, Stripes fuzz. What was that? That was... it is a 65 Deluxe with a lot of fuzz. Here we go, jazz amp. This is a super reverb. Kind of botched that a little bit. There we go. There we go. I like playing jazz on the middle position. There we go. And then let's go to one of my favorites. Yes, it's called Octobot. So it's like a almost like a Digitech whammy. It's I love it, man. Space trucking, for those who aren't... I just love playing that. You've got a reaction. You've got a reaction. I can't do it together. You've got a reaction. Fun to play. Oh man, so this is like, I think it's their orange model, but man, it sounds better in here than it does in my big one. I don't know why, but it just does. Such a thick, heavy tone. So as you can tell, I'm a big fan of the heavy doom tone on this thing. If you're a stoner dude and you want to practice, you don't want to tote your rig around, you want to get some really accurate, deep orangey tones, for some reason, Fender nailed it on this thing. So I guess I might as well, since I'm already have this thing in my hand and I've been playing it and I've been demonstrating it just as much as I have the amp. This is the new Squier Paranormal series, Supersonic. Just came out this year. Actually, like a month ago. Beautiful finish. This is an Indian laurel neck, if I'm not mistaken. It's just an absolutely fantastic instrument. It took me almost a month and a half to get mine. I tried to get mine before the stores got them, and Fender was selling them before a lot of stores got their pre-orders, and I thought I was being cool and trendy, and ordered mine from their website. Got it. It was blim, and here I am a month and a half later, finally getting one that's in good condition, and all my friends have like the whole series now. So, but dude, every time it's get to the point where Fender is releasing these new classic vibe, contemporary, whatever, guitars, and they're getting to the point where now it's like the curve of quality from high-end Squier to Fender is so insane. As you can hear, this thing sounds nuts. I did a review, which you can find on this channel as well, of the Squier Contemporary HH Telly from like a year and a half or 2 years ago. And that thing retails for $400. Now, that's a great guitar. It feels great. Looks cool. But man, I mean, the quality from that to this feels like it's like worth $100 more. As big of a success as the J Mascuses were and they're like 500. This is right up there with it, if not even better than that. So I brought up the website. That's why I've been kind of spacing my words a little bit. So this thing it's a gloss poly finish. It's a poplar body. It actually has a smaller nut on here. I want to say it's a 1.5 inch narrow nut. It's a C-shaped profile, very fast, modern filling neck, and it has the Squier version of Fender's atomic humbuckers in it. This is the whole reason. There was two reasons. This was the main reason why I wanted this guitar, because I grew up with buddies that had Tornados and things like that, and they had the atomics, and they swore by them. And this, man, it's great. The bridge feels awesome. 24-inch scale length, 9.5-inch radius. There's not much I can really say about it that just can't be. I mean, you just gotta. $350 is nuts. They could charge $550 for this, and I would still buy it. Like it's that good. There's not really. The only thing I could say is people have said they've had tuning issues. I do like the vintage style tuners as far as like putting them on and getting, I like this versus stick through the hole, going through the top and wrap around. I prefer that. However, these just aren't the best quality. So if you want vintage style tuners, maybe get like the hip shot alternative to it. They even make lockers just like this. They just, once you stick them in, they lock. So get some of those. But right now is a great time to start guitar or to casually interest because the sound I got from these two, and this is like, it's $500. You can get this guitar, and it's $500. Wow. It sounds great. You could get the LT and still under 7 and gig with it. The LT50, I mean. Oh, it's a good time to be a guitar player. Well, I'm Phil. Not going to keep y'all anymore, and I'm out. So, everybody have a good one.